Searching for the best smartphone is often typed on the search bar of Google or YouTube, and is typically the default benchmark used by a general user to know the ceiling of current generation technology and scale down from there based on their budget. But without considering the price of the phone, I think everyone will get the highest end phone without a second thought, right? But are all these $1,000 phones really worth its asking price? And should you settle with another mid-range phone to suit your budget? To compare and give my opinion on this matter, I will use these two phones, the Mi 10 and the Mi Note 10 from Xiaomi, to make an apples to apples comparison with the same MIUI 12, so that there will not be any factor limited by software, and this will be a pure fight between hardware specification and design. To be considered a high-end smartphone in 2020, the minimum requirement is having a Snapdragon 865, and for a mid-tier smartphone, a Snapdragon 765G. The price difference between these two tiers of device is normally ranging around $300 to $400, but the situation is somewhat different in Xiaomi case, as they are known for giving its customer low price and high performance smartphone. But the point still stands, is the price difference really worth it? Slap the like button now to get started. Thank you. In the past, one of the most apparent difference between most high-end and mid-range device is their build quality. Most high-end devices are built from metal and glass, and generally plastic for mid-tier device. But in terms of build quality, the line between these two tiers of device is getting blurred. Most mid-tier phones in 2030 are built quite well, just like this Mi Note 10. This is a fully metal and glass built phone, and in no way, shape or form show that this is a mid-range phone. From its curved AMOLED display to a 5-camera setup with a 108MP sensor, this device screams high-end. And from day-to-day use, the Snapdragon 765G holds up pretty well and is able to perform daily tasks flawlessly. You might think this is a high-end phone if you are not being told about its processor or RAM. It might show its sign of weakness when you're opening multiple apps at a time or playing a graphic-intensive game. But overall, for the price they will pay for this phone, I think everyone will be quite satisfied with it. Looking at the high-end side of things, we have this Mi Note 10. Now, look around this phone and the Mi Note 10. Is there any notable difference? Aside from the rear and front camera setup, I don't think there is much different here. Both of these phones are hefty and give you a premium feel while holding it. And in terms of build quality, you are not getting any more with the extra amount of cash you spend on the Mi 10. But the improvement in processor, RAM, refresh rate, or maybe camera really justify the increase in price. With a better processor, come with a better processing. Hence, result in an overall nicer and better looking photo for most users. Smoother screen with 90Hz or 120Hz display will provide you a better scrolling and swiping experience. But with all this improvement, is it worth the price increase? But in most cases, if you are a budget-oriented customer, all of this improvement might not justify the price increase. But for some users, they might have this line of thought. Since I will be using this phone for quite a few years, so it might justify getting a higher end model. But depreciation, accident, and time value of money is a real thing in this world. But the price difference between these two devices is the opportunity cost that might go towards another useful thing in your life. But I'm not saying not to buy high-end phone that cost outward of $1,000. Getting your hands on the latest and greatest is always one of the main targets for us tech users. But if your budget is limited, most mid-range phones are great, and you can consider another brand like this Xiaomi instead of Samsung or Huawei if you want a high-end smartphone without spending a ton of money. Review of this Mi 10 in the description below. And that's it. These are some of my thoughts after changing towards a high-end smartphone for the past few years. And after entering the working environment and with more commitment, we have to spend our cash wisely, especially in this pandemic period. And thanks for watching. Ciao!